Welcome to Virtual Coffee with Dawn Rickabaugh, the Note Queen, where we talk about owner financing and notes. Financial solutions, one mom and pop to another.
Sue Ellen, you can you unmute her? Is she here? She's almost always here. She's
Yes.
great. Hey, good morning.
I'm gratefully here. Thank you, Dawn and Axel.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, instead of me reading your question, why don't you read it?
All right. Well, I slightly rewrote it. I'm wondering if contract for deed or bond for deed or anything in that similar nomenclature, which are really tantamount to lease purchases, can they be sold and resold in our note space, much as notes are? As we're requiring our buyers slash lease purchasers to maintain payments through our servicer so they can rebuild their credit and eventually, either refinance, or we can sell the note, whether it's performing, semi, or non-performing at some time in the future.
Yes. So you basically, I hope I got all of that. But in the first part was our contract for deeds or land contract sales, whatever. There's lots of different names for them. Basically, sort of a glorified lease option. Are those marketable the same way that notes and mortgages and notes of deed of trust are? And the answer is yes.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't say they're as widely accepted because it's just, I don't know all the reasons, and people that know more, please chat in or email Axel, important information on this stuff, and maybe we can send it out afterwards if you're not able to jump in on the call, because the brain juice in the room is what we're really after here. I'm just facilitating this conversation. So, but I personally don't. I used to think I liked him more in the early days because, you get to be on title. And now that's the reason I don't like him, because I don't want to be on title. There's a whole host of issues that can come up being on title to a property that don't happen when you're simply the lien holder.
Right.
And also, there's a lot of things that can change state to state, whereas mortgage law, I would just say, has a lot longer history and is more predictable in general. So if I'm going to buy, if someone brings me a land contract, and this is only me, I know there's people that actually buy them in high volumes. They'll buy 1 million or 2 portfolio at a time from some vendors who are just cranking these out over and over and over. So just my opinion, there's a market for everything. It just depends on, getting to that buyer and their criteria. But I usually make them convert to a note and deed of trust before I'll buy it. So you bring me a land contract? Nah, I'd rather just buy the note. So, and sort of it's counterintuitive because you go, oh, well, it's quicker to get them out if you own the property, right? You don't even have to foreclose.
Right.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because depending on how much equitable interest that they have, it could be treated just like a mortgage.
Some states that's true.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. So it's still kind of subject to all the Dodd-Frank and all the things that notes are. So I hope that helps on that regard. You have quickly some other aspect that is escaping my brain?
Well, I was just, the second part of it is just to let everyone know what our strategy is on that. And we're requiring our buyers slash lease purchasers to maintain payments through our servicer. And thank you, Dawn, for recommending yours. They're great. The ones in New Jersey, I appreciate that, so that they can rebuild their credit. The purpose of this is to help people who are disenfranchised to be able to have work toward home ownership.
Oh yeah, and I love it. I love it.
That's
who are you?
Madison?
Is Madison?
Yeah, Madison. Yeah, they have been so great to us. Thank you for that. Madison Services in New Jersey. I highly recommend them, and they are in almost every state, so they're going to handle. We're buying in all different states, so it's very good to have a one-stop shop. And they've been great.
Exactly. Yeah, Madison, and for national servicing, I think, and now someone correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're the only ones that report to the credit bureau so that the borrowers actually can build their credit back up from the mortgage payments that they're making. The only other exception that I know of is August REI, but they only are licensed and do business in Texas. So,
Yeah. We're not going to Texas.
yeah, yeah. So it's very important to get set up with a servicer. They're a little more expensive than, like, you can get servicing as cheap as like $13 a month, but
I'm making the buyers pay it, so I really don't have a problem with that. It's to their advantage.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and that's fine. Whatever the parties agree to, subject to the sort of general rules. I think. Here again, this is just me going, I think I sort of heard, and I'm leaning away from having borrowers pay it because I don't know why, but I just have a feeling that it's something that's not exactly, it's better for the either 50-50 depending on the client, or for the note holder to pay the servicing fees. I want to say that it might not stand up in some jurisdictions, or just a sort of safe harbor guideline would be, it's like, hey, the borrower is the borrower. You know, they have their mortgage payment. Like if they get a note through a bank, usually they don't pay an extra servicing fee. Isn't that true? I want to say.
Yes, but this is for them to rebuild their credit, so it's.
No, I totally understand it, and I've bought notes where that was already included, and I didn't really change it. But if push came to shove, just know that you might have to like run your numbers so that you can swallow that $35 a month for servicing, and it doesn't ruin your projections. So just
good point.
Thank you so much, Sue Ellen. I always appreciate you being here and adding great.
We appreciate you, Dawn, immensely. Thank you for all your generosity and knowledge.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I'm in awe of you. So.
Oh, oh, Sue Ellen.
I can only aspire.
Oh, I need to get my little props are over there in the window that I haven't used forever to play up the queen bit. Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much.
And thanks for the answer.
Hey.
You've been listening to Virtual Coffee with Dawn Rickabaugh. For more, please visit notequeen.com.
This is how you feel if you have an unsecured note. There's nothing backing up your note. It's kind of a bad note. You see that bad baby note? Smoking and drinking. Feels very insecure because there's nothing behind it. If the person doesn't pay, there's nothing to do but maybe sue somebody or send Luigi or somebody over with the knuckle breakers. I don't know. Or you can have a secured note and feel really confident with a good little baby note. And because it's secured, you got a chain, right? You got a chain around that asset that you can take back if the note doesn't pay.